Alrighty then, corn children, children of the corn. It is a fine day for mathematics, and let's go ahead and look at solving equations with distribution. Yeah. All right, so how are we going to recognize the need to distribute? Hello, look at these. These are parentheses, aren't they? And here's what else I'd like you to notice. Right next to. It's not way far away. This 3 is right next to that parenthesis. When that happens, we know it means multiply, and it is time for us to, are you ready for it? Are you ready? Distribute. Yes, that is the official sound effect. Distributing is multiplying. So we are going to multiply 3 times the x and 3 times the -2. We need to do this first before we can move things around to other sides of the equation. These parentheses are tying things together, and we need to get rid of them. So let's take a look. How do we multiply a 3 times an x? Well, there is an understood coefficient of 1 here, and we multiply the 3 times the 1, and the x comes along. When we multiply, doesn't matter if they're like terms or not. You can multiply anything you want. 3, look at the sign, times -2, -6. Yeah. What about the 9? Bring it down now. Bring it down. Well, now we are just solving a two-step equation. If you need to go back and look at the video on two-step equations, by all means do so. Here's what we do. The opposite of subtracting 6 will be adding 6. I can do it to both sides. Matter of fact, I have to do it to both sides. Those cancel out. Bring it down. Bring it down. Add it up. The x is almost alone, but not quite. So what are we going to do? We're going to get it alone by undoing. This is 3 multiplied by the x. I will divide by 3 on both sides. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 1 times x is just x. The x is alone. On the right side, 15 divided by 3, 5. Now, of course, you remember you should plug the 5 back in to make sure that the two sides are equal. I'm not going to take the time in this video, but that is how you check it. You plug this back in to the original problem, math it out, and make sure both sides end up the same number. In this case, 9 on this side, 9 on that side. Now that wasn't so bad. You're saying that wasn't so bad. Well, it can get more difficult. So let's take a look at this next example together. I know, right? I got a ton of these. I got them all over the place. All right, let's look at this one. Now, I'm assuming that you all can see these parentheses. Huh? Yeah. But, here's what makes this one trickier. Do you see this 14? Is it right next to the parentheses? No. There's a minus sign in between. So here's the deal, people. Here's the deal. You are not going to distribute the 14. No, you're not. What are we going to distribute? This is a little tricky, which is why it's our example. There's a negative next to the parenthesis. I want you to slide in this understood 1. You see, what we're going to distribute is a -1. We are not subtracting. We're going to follow the order of operations. We need to multiply first, and we will distribute the -1. Well, what should we do with that 14? Just bring it down. That's all. Bring it down now. 14 comes down. The -1, distribute, gets distributed. You can put an understood 1 right here as well. Yeah, you can. Yeah. So let's do this. -1 times 6 is -6. Oh. The -1 times positive 1x is -1x. It's almost like there's a shortcut when there's just this -1 here, isn't there? Inside the parentheses, it started positive, positive, but how did it end up? Negative, negative. That negative in front of the parentheses changes the signs of everything inside. It's a shortcut. Use it or don't. I don't care. Just get it right. Don't forget over here. Bring it down now. So here's what we've got now. Yeah. There's your equal sign. Hey, look on the left side. Do you see what I see? These two are both on the left, and they are like terms. We are allowed to combine these. Once again, they're on the same side of the equation, and they're like terms. No x, no x. They'll play together. We can subtract 14 minus 6 and put it together. I'm pretty sure, here, I'll even do that. 14 minus 6 is, well, 8. Yeah. Bring it down. Watch your sign. Are you with me there? All right, let's finish it out. What do we do now? We need to get rid of this 8. We need to get the x alone. Now, where do we look for the sign? We look in front of it. There is no sign up here. That means it's a positive 8. You can even think of it as plus. Positive plus, it's the same symbol to me. How do you get rid of positive? Negative. How do you get rid of plus? Subtract. Same sign to me. Negative 8. Minus 8. All the same. Hey, if you do it on the left, you got to do it on the right. It's like a teeter-totter. You put a little chubby fat kid, you got to put a little chubby fat kid. Otherwise, it won't balance out. Cancel them out. Bring it down. Watch that sign. Don't let it disappear. We are mathematicians, not magicians. That should not disappear. Negative 1x. Equal sign. If you cannot do 22 minus 8 in your head, then you get yourself a calculator and you do it on paper. Or on the calculator. I don't care. 14. Is the x alone? Not yet. Not yet. We need to get rid of that negative 1x, or the negative 1 on the x. It needs to be a positive 1x, a plain 1x. To get rid of it, both sides. That's multiply. You're going to divide by a negative 1 on both sides. Check it out. What is a negative? Divided by a negative. Positive! This is a positive 1x, and positive 1 times x is x. Yeah. Over here, positive divided by negative, negative 14. Boom. I got one more. Let's take a look at this one. Oh my goodness. There are parentheses all over the place. All right, let's be careful here. You ready? Is this negative 5 right next to the parentheses? Well, no. The negative is right next to the parentheses. This is what we did the last time. There's an understood 1 right there. On the other side of the equation, here's your equal sign. On the other side of the equation, this 4 is next to the parentheses. We have distributing on both sides. Yes. So here's what we're going to do in step 1. The negative 1, distribute. On the other side, the 4, distribute. Yeah. What about these? We're just going to bring it down now. Here we go. Bring it down now. Bring it down now. Distribute the negative 1. Understood 1. Negative 1 times positive 1x is negative 1x. That's this times this. Distribute again. Negative 1 times positive 8 is negative 8. You see where we are here? This, distributing. See it? Bring it down now. Bring it down now. Equal sign. Bring it down. You can follow everything along, can't you? All right, over here. Distribute that 4. Distribute. Understood 1. 4 times 1 is 4, and it has an x. 4 times 2 is 8. How's that going for you? Yeah. All right, let's take a look now. We have some choices here. We could do one of two things. We could move all the x's to one side and all the ones that don't have x to the other side, or we could combine first. It does not matter. I am going to choose to do the combining. What do you mean, Mrs. Klein? Well, when I look on this left side, I see some things that will play together. What do you mean? -5 and -8 do not have x's. They are constant terms. They will combine as like terms. I can put those two together. The -1x and the +6x both have an x, therefore they can play together. I'll put polka dots under those. So I'm going to go ahead on the left side and combine like terms. These are just straight up combining -5 and -8, -13. That's the squiggly part. -1x and +6x are +5. Don't forget the x's. Those are the polka dots. Bring it down now. Okay, we're in the home stretch. We're almost there. I now have x's on both sides, and I have non-x's on both sides. I don't want that. I want to corral them all together. I want all the x's on one side and all the no x's on the other side. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I want to move this 4x over here. So I need to get rid of it on the right. Look in front. It's a positive. To get rid of it, -4x. That will add up to 0. If you do it on one side, you got to do it on the other side. And look where I put it. I put the x parts together. I'm so smart like that. I know, right? All right. Now there are no x's over here. I don't have an x. Well, you should go to the other side then. Let's get rid of it. -13. To move it to the other side, we would do what? We would add or use positive, same symbol, to both sides. I know, right? Let's take a look. Here we go. That adds up to 0. Don't need to add 0. Doesn't do anything. Let's combine these. 5x minus 4x, 1x. Equal sign. Bring it down. That added up to 0. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Add those up. 21. Now once again, you should take the time to take your answer, plug it back into the very tippy top. Where? Here, there, and there. You would do all the math on both sides. You would do all the math on both sides and make sure that the numbers on both sides turned out the same. All right, there you have it.